You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are ladies and things that makes it official. Welcome to the big show. As always, for 16 years and 2,600 episodes, we've been bringing the Chris Voss Show because we just love you. I want you to know things and be learned. Learned in the schooling, as they say. I don't know if anybody says that. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTok and all those crazy places on the interwebs. Today, we're going to be talking with a wonderful young lady and her book series called, I believe it's the Billy series. And the book is entitled Billy, Bubble, and Squeak, A Kid's Adventure Number 2, out March 5th, 2023. Scottie E. McDaniell joins us in the show with 2 L's. We're going to be talking to her about her book, her insights, and what she hopes to create with these wonderful series of books. She grew up in the military as the daughter of an Air Force officer and pilot. Although her family moved often and lived in places far distant, her roots are those of the South and Florida in particular. A perpetual tourist, the love of travel has never diminished. She has lived in England, visited most of our states, Europe, Canada, Mexico, the Orient, Guatemala, the Panama Canal route, Scandinavia, Russia, Estonia, Egypt, Yugoslavia, the Czech Republic, and now she finds herself on the country of the Chris Voss Show podcast. Welcome to the show, Scottie. How are you?
Thanks. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
We filed our papers to become a country, so.
I hope I can count you. I can add you then to my country.
There you go. But we're going to have to tax you. No, I'm just kidding. So go to giveusyour.com. Where can we find people on the interwebs?
Well, I have a website, Scottie McDaniell, Scottiemcdaniell.com.
Okay. And then give us a 30,000 overview. What's inside this book 2 series?
This book 2, well, they had asked me about this book 2, which is really when Squeak is introduced. Of course, Billy, Bubble, and Squeak. Bubble and Squeak is a British dish. And each of my books, I have 6 books, each one has a special theme or subject, and those the words from those subjects are interwoven through the story to make the story. And this is book number 2 that they asked me about, and it's all about food and food preparation and cooking. But I really have to talk about number 1 because that's when Billy was first introduced. If I can say about that one.
Yeah, let's start off with that, and we'll go through them all. All
right. I had been concerned at that time, several years ago, about computers just taking over our world. We were obsessed with computers. We needed them. We depended on them. And I just thought that maybe they were taking away from the real joys of life or everyday life, of reading real books and playing real games and being with real people and writing real letters and so forth. And so one day, but full disclosure, I had worked for a computer firm. And but it had been before personal computers. And they had even asked me to model with their equipment, and we had sold computer systems to businesses. But one day I was homesick with a bad cold, and I was taking a nap, and I woke up and I said, I'm going to write a book about computers, and it's going to have a billy goat in it. The billy goat is when my brother and I were growing up, the worst thing we ever heard my father say about anyone was he doesn't have the brains of a billy goat. Well, my little billy goat is smart. And I really meant this book just as a one book and as a statement about computers. People could use computers, but they couldn't write a sentence. So that was concerning. So my book starts out with little Billy and his mother Nanny, and they're the only two goats on a small farm. And Billy is unhappy, and his mother knows he's unhappy. And the other farm animals tease him about his orange freckles all over his body and his little goatee and his little tail, and the fact that he doesn't want to stay with them all day grazing in a field. He knows there's a lot more to life. So one night his nanny helps him to escape, and he goes out and he's going to search for knowledge and go out into the world. But he has no compass. He doesn't know where to go or how to get there, but he does have his moral compass. And he has one other thing. He can understand English and read English because he has been with the farm hands in the barn, and he has been reading and learning from them. So he goes out, and the first place he comes to is a school. And that school, he watches the children playing with each other and chasing each other. And he can see them in the classroom raising their hands to answer questions and passing notes and so forth along. But one day they discover him. But it's okay because they treat him as a little pet, and they can pet him through the fence, and they bring him food and so forth. And for once he feels like he belongs. But comes the day when they come out and they don't even think about him. They forget about him, and they're all talking about computers. They've gotten computers in their classroom, and he thinks he's got to learn what these computers are. They are so enraptured with them. So he sneaks into the schoolhouse one night, and he's looking around, but he still doesn't know anything. But he sees two men climbing through the window, and they are talking. And they are going to the next night bring a big truck, and they're going to steal all the computers, and they're going to sell them on the market. Well, they leave, and he thinks, golly, he's the only one who knows this. And he knows how he feels about the kids have forgotten him, so he's not too enraptured with computers, but the kids like them, and he knows they're important to the kids. So he has to think up something to do to help so that these people will not steal the computers. And he does, which of course I can't tell. But the next day, he goes out to go home to his little hideaway, and it's storming, thunder and lightning and rain. The next day, he goes to the school, and everyone is just walking around aimlessly. Nobody can do anything, and he discovers why. The storm had cut off the power to the school. They can't plug in the computers, and they don't know what to do. And he realizes, well, these computers, they're just machines. They don't have feelings or emotions or expressions or anything like that. And he thinks, boy, these humans are maybe not as smart as I thought they were. They depend so much on these. And so the last page of the book is he's going home, ... or is he? And so that leads him into the next story, which I had a wonderful editor, Carol Zimmerman, and I have a wonderful illustrator in Valerie Boutiette.
Oh, wow. There you go. So why did you... sorry to interrupt you there.
No, go ahead.
The main character is Billy. He's a goat. Was there a reason you chose that character? Was there anything in your personal life that you really like goats or anything like that that inspired you?
No, not at all. Just what my father had said about a billy goat. And
wow, it stuck with you.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, there you go. And why did you decide to pick up and start writing? What was the motivation there? What were you writing before this, or when did you get the writing bug?
Well, I've always written, and I started a diary years ago, but then I've kind of stopped that. I did a lot of writing in business, and I've written a lot of poems, and that's so I've always wanted to write. And then, as I said, this was like a statement. I was just going to write this one book about computers.
There you go. Now you've got a series of books on billy goats. Well, what age groups are these targeted towards? Who are the readers that you're after?
About 8 to 12. They're sophisticated books, and each book there eventually got to be 6, and each book has a theme. And the first one, of course, being computers, and it's Billy Baud. Each one has an alliterative title, Billy Baud, because Baud has something to do with speed and of computers and all. And then Billy Bubble and Squeak, and it's about food. And Billy Bunko is about games and sports and hobbies. And Billy Bones is about the body and medicine. And then Billy Barnstormer is about theater and music and dance. And the last one is Billy Bobolink, which is about flowers and trees and and birds and gardening and that sort of thing. And each one uses the words of its theme interwoven into to make its story. And at the end of each book is a list of all those words in alphabetical order with definitions. So it creates a challenge to find them.
So you got to hunt them down in the book. A bit of an adventure.
It can be. Hopefully, it's enjoyable to read, and then also to have that challenge of trying to find the words and learn the words.
Yeah, it's a great word learning process. I mean, that's why a lot of kids, they read books. The practice helps them get, learn words and get geared up. And I remember I was probably a time when I was young enough I couldn't even read Dr. Seuss, but thankfully Dr. Seuss I can read now, which is why I always cite Green Eggs and Ham.
And you can rhyme too.
Yeah, that's true. You learn to rhyme. That's right. There's a bit of a skill there. Tell us about the other books that you have in the series as they go through.
Well, Billy, Bubble, and Squeak actually. Billy leaves the school and goes on, and he's in a little town, and he's hungry, and his nose kind of leads him to this back alley behind a restaurant, and he can hear the people in the kitchen talking, and he's hearing a lot of unusual words because he doesn't know those particular words about cooking, and that's what people are going to learn by reading this book. And he finds there's some crates that are stacked up, some empty crates, and there's one that he'll just fit in perfectly. And he does, and he thinks, well, he's going to learn. He's going to get some food too, because they're bound to throw out scraps or whatever they have leftovers. Well, that night, sure enough, they do, and he's getting some food, and he turns around. There's this little mouse eating his food. Well, he looks at this little mouse, and he thinks, what nerve that he's doing this, and he thinks he's a funny-looking little mouse too. Because Billy has seen mice on the farm, of course. Well, this mouse is got uneven whiskers, and his ears don't match. One is long and folds over, and one is short. He's got a white splotch on his head, and makes those squeaky noises, and that's why Billy calls him Squeak. And Billy doesn't like him and thinks he's kind of an intruder. And Billy goes off to his crate to sleep while the little Squeak follows him. And so they have some various adventures, and at one time Squeak is actually falls and collapses out in the alley, and Billy thinks, what can I do? What can I do? Well, he does the only thing he can do. He goes and spits on him. Well, the spitting, it would be akin to us throwing water on someone who's fainted. So Squeak is unhappy about that, and he huffs off to the crate, and Billy follows him, and Billy sees through the slat of the crate a beautiful clear little glass marble, and it looks like it's got little bubbles in it, like it's just been hand blown, and it's got a little white patch on the outside, and he pushes it over to Squeak as a peace offering, and Squeak accepts it, and that marble goes throughout all the books, and he holds on to that little marble, or he puts it in his cheek. And actually, I had a marble like that when I was a little girl, and I lost it, and it makes me sick because I love that marble. I've never seen one like it since.
Oh,
is
that your rosebud? Citizen Kane.
Yeah, just like
he lost that sled rosebud at the beginning of the movie, and I have things like that haunt me.
Well, my brother, I will say this, my brother, who is also a writer and has a book out right now, he writes sci-fi though, but he was reading those books, and he said, is Billy going to always solve everybody's problems? Because they do foil two robberies of the restaurant, and Squeak helps. But and I said,
helps rob or helps prevent the robberies?
He helps prevent the robberies. But I'm sorry, did I say help the robberies? He helped prevent the robberies. And my brothers and I said, well, no. I said, but Billy finds himself in these situations, and he has to do something about them. And I said, don't we, as we go through life, we find ourselves in situations or circumstances sometimes, and we have to make choices. And so that was that. But Squeak is not in the third book, Billy Bunko, and yet Billy thinks of him. He hopes he's okay. He thinks of him as he wishes he were there. He could help him do something. And later on, he thinks Squeak would really be proud of me. And I think when they talk about, did I put virtues and so forth into these stories, I think that when we have friends, we sometimes, it makes us better people. We want to do something that's good that would make them proud. And but I did not think about any of this when I was just writing stories. I was just writing stories, but these are good little, and I would hope that I could be as good as Billy, because he's a good little goat.
Yeah. And I mean, why is it important to espouse morals and ethics to children's books? What does that help?
What is it? I'm sorry. What is it?
What does it help? Why is it important to espouse good morals and ethics in a children's books?
I think it is important. I think, and hopefully kids will get it, will understand. And I think, and especially today with so much social media and so many problems that they're bringing out, now it is important to read things like that. And also, each one of these books, I think, is of interest to certain kids, because we very often in childhood and youth, we develop interests that actually become our occupation or career, something that we really pursue. And certainly computers and cooking. We have a cooking channel, and the kids go in and learn about that. And then Billy Bunko is about sports and games. And of course, a lot of kids want to be star athletes of certain sports. And then Billy Barnstormer, they want to be in front of the camera or be actors and so forth. And then and gardening. I listen to a gardening show every Saturday of a man who's a landscape architect and owns a nursery, and people call in for questions about how to grow things, and he gives them tips. And he said the reason he started all this is because as a boy he was given a plot of land and to grow things on. And so I think all of these things are bringing moral values. Do you know it?
Yeah. I mean, kids got to learn early, right? You know,
right.
that's a really important aspect of all this. And then which book are we on now? I forgot where we're at.
Well, I've gone all the way through them all now.
Okay, there we go. Well, there's 6 of them, so there's a lot to go through.
I will say this: each one has humor, has wordplay. For instance, in Billy Bubble and Squeak, I'll take that one. Billy hears one of the people in the kitchen say, "Well, we've got to nuke this," and one of the other ones says, "Is the bomb ready?" Meaning the BOMBE, the dessert bomb. Well, he hears these things, and he looks at Squeak, and Squeak, as always, Billy takes the lead, and Billy takes off to the crate thinking, "Oh my gosh, we're going to blow up. And we're going to explode because of the nuke," which means, of course, to go in the microwave, and the bomb, the dessert. So there's a lot of wordplay, and there's humor, and there's a little mystery in each one, a little mischief, a little danger. All of those things in each book, as well as the challenge of the words.
Yeah, there you go. And kids find excitement with this stuff. It challenges them to do better and learn more and stuff. I mean, and it gives them a great book too, where children can have their parents read to them and they can learn. That's always important.
And that has happened too. That has happened with some of the other ones. The books have been read to them. I know of that. And
Nice.
a teacher friend has said these books would be a good learning tool. And I've also had someone tell me that she was brought to tears after reading the 5th book. So they do have emotion to them as well.
Nice. Emotion is always good. I've heard that. So there you go. So when did you start writing the books? When did the series officially begin with book 1?
Oh, about 2002 or something like. I'll tell you what. I wrote them. I didn't have an editor. I didn't have a publisher. I didn't have anything. And the books they went where I keep all valuable things, under my bed. And that's where I found them. And that's when I finally got an editor and someone who could help me. And that was Carol Zimmerman, and she did. And then I found an illustrator, and then I just went gung ho and all the way up into 2023 or something like that.
Nice. Well, that's good. And so you're loving it. The kids love it. People are loving the book series. What's the future of the series hold? Is there going to be more stuff you're going to be up to there?
I don't know. I think when I got to 6, when I hadn't planned to ever do any more than that first one, I think that I thought it was time to just wrap it up. So
yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
think
people,
unless
readers love these series of books. They love following the characters. They fall in love with the characters. Yeah. And they usually read them. And of course, they fall in love with the authors too, as well. So, series like this, they usually always do pretty well.
I hope so. I fell in love with the character. I think that's why I kept writing. I kept writing because of Billy and Squeak, and also my illustrator fell in love with him too. So she and my editor. So I think that and there aren't any bad words in them except one allusion to the fact that the crate that Billy and Squeak are in the alley has the letters of the business that had the products that were in the crate, and the name of the business was B&S, and that was not lost on Billy. B&S, like Billy and Squeak, or just BS. And actually, the BS actually appears as a clue in one of the future books. But that's about the only way bad words.
Yeah, well, there you go. I know it's harder and more expensive sometimes to make an illustrated book because you have to pay more, I think, to have the pictures published. Did you run into any challenges with that?
No, I paid.
You paid.
I paid, but I paid. But my illustrator Valerie Boutier is a very good illustrator. If you've looked at the books and seen, they're very very colorful and descriptive.
There you go. What else do we need to know about the series and the questions maybe I haven't asked you before?
Well, I don't know. I think I've tried to tell everything I can about them. I didn't deliberately. They're not preachy at all but they do have these good virtues and values, and I think that the characters are imbued with the virtues but they're not just made obvious. Yeah,
they're performative. Maybe that might be the right word.
That's a good word.
Yeah, they're performative in examples that they set and stuff, and that just makes for great reading.
I'd like to use that word. May I? Performative.
You go ahead. Yeah, I didn't invent it, so I got no copyright on it. I didn't perform it though. But anyway, so there you go. What do you love about book writing? What do you find is the most rewarding for you?
Well, I guess in this just imagination, maybe, and creativity. I don't know. As far as these books went, I just kind of kept going. I don't know that I have anything else right now in mind to write. I wrote an episode for Murder, She Wrote once, and was naive enough to think I could just send it to them and they would produce it, but they didn't. You have to have an agent and all that sort of thing. So I've been doing a lot of writing, and I've written some grants, and we've won some money and so forth. So I think that just writing is just part of my life.
My mom loves that Angela Lansbury show, Murder, She Wrote. She loves that thing. She's got to have watched all the episodes by now. Is that possible? But I always tease her anytime I catch her watching it. I go, the real serial killer that's in the series? It's Angela. She kills everybody. She does. I got this from a comedian. This isn't my bit. But no, she was. I mean, think about it. The town is small. What is the town called? Whatever the town. It's like 300. It's like 3,000 people live in that town. Yet it's a murder capital of the world. Like there's more people being murdered in that proximity than. And you know who the constant is through that whole thing? Her. Well, so she's just a master of killing everybody and then getting other people to get blamed for it. That's why she's the one who sets it to blame. She's like, I caught you. And they're like, I didn't kill her. They're like, no, you did. I found the knife. Wait, that's your knife. No, it's your knife. It has your fingerprints on it. People are like, well, Angela Lansbury, she is the one who solves all the crimes around here because somehow she knows when people get murdered. So clearly it's you, when really it's Angela Lansbury the whole time. It's really Angela. That's what people don't know about this series.
we've well, that's funny that you would say that too, because we always say we would not want to be anywhere near Angela Lansbury because somebody always
everyone dies. Yeah. What's going on with that? That's what I'm telling you, man. She's the most prolific serial killer on TV, man. And then she's got that, that little cute lady, nice, polite little lady who's quaint. You're like, oh, she's just a cute little grandma. She would never be a serial killer. You won't even see her coming. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna go make you some cookies, and she's gonna come out with the axe like American Psycho and hit you while she's playing Huey Lewis the News. So there you go. And you're like, oh, she said she was breaking cookies.
Sounds like you've watched a few of them too.
I've had to. I've suffered through. No, I mean, she's a really good actor. It's a really good show. It's funny all the stars you see in that show that a lot of them are really young. Some aren't around, but some of them are really young, and you see how old they are now, and you're like, holy crap, they were young once. It's weird. I guess we all did that show.
You had a lot of stars on there.
So no pending books coming out yet. You're kind of in the pause promotion phase and all that good stuff.
I am. I'm kind of in the retirement stage right now, and I just
retire. You can't retire. We just had a gal on last week who's 95. She's still pumping out books. I think we have two.
I can still pump out poems. My brother wants me to put together a book of poems, and my mother's 102.
Is she? Wow. So you're going to be around for a long time. You better start writing.
Well, you're very nice, and I wish I could even think of more things to say because the books are wonderful little books, and they are entertaining and they are educational, and they do have the two constant figures that go all the way through, and they have the challenge, and I've been told they're endearing, and I hope they're enduring.
Yeah, I mean, kids love these characters. Even grown-ups too. I mean, look at all the people who go to see all the animation movies and stuff. Of course, they're taking their kids sometimes, but a lot of people love them. They love the fantastical nature of it, the storytelling, the fun, the entertainment, right? One thing you could do is you may have gold in them there hills. What you could do is we have a lot of writers that come on that are novelists, and even like Tom Clancy novels. There's like a Tom Clancy, there's Tom Clancy Jr., and I think there's somebody else now. And so they usually take like the central book and they'll like spin off characters, like they do in movies sometimes too, and TV. You might have some sort of thing where, and a lot of people that come on our show, they have like multiple character storylines. So there's the Jack Ryan main, and then there's the Jack Ryan Jr. one, and then there's this one over here for something else. So that may give you some ideas to you. That or just write a whole new series and create a whole new series of characters. So
I could do both of those ideas. They're great. Well, I've got some time right now. I could do that. Thank you for the suggestions.
Just send me the royalty checks for that, and I'll be fine. All right. So, Scottie, anything more you want to promote while we're on the show? Anything people need to know about you and stuff we'd like to get out there?
I don't know. The books are available on Amazon, and they're also available through my website, because you go to the book section and you can just click on it and it goes right to Amazon. And I would love to sell some more, and I'd love for children to read them. And actually, one adult friend who read the first book where the computers were going to be stolen actually asked me, she said, did they ever find those guys that were going to steal the computers? And I said, I don't know. It's fiction. Go figure it out.
Well, it sounds like that might be the next book.
Yeah, maybe it is the next book.
All that crap. Explain the new.
And I love Las Vegas. My brother and his family live there.
Oh,
I understand that's where you are.
Yep. It's a lot of craziness, but the sun, it's so great. And then there's always something to do. Like if you want to go see a movie, you want to go see a concert, you want to go see this, you want to just go see people throwing up on the street. It's all there. Especially the throwing up on the street part. You can go, people watch everything. You just sit and watch tourists go, what the hell are they doing? I love tourists, but they come to our town and they're always like, oh my God, lights. Oh, lights. Oh, I've never seen lights before. And you're like, What the hell goes on at your house? Anyway, it's fine.
It's the truth.
I tease those tourists. We love the tourists. They pay for all of our beautiful freeways and our water, and I don't know. They pay for stuff. They pay for airport.
I guess, and lose a lot of money.
Well, that's why we like them, because they leave it here, and then we spend it.
Do you gamble too?
I don't gamble, but they tax the hell out of the casinos to pay for schools and freeways and everything. That's why we have great schools and freeways in Vegas. So thank God for gamblers.
It's the truth. Well, I like to gamble. I think it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, just as long as you don't, end up, mortgaging the house, you should be okay.
Right.
I've lived in Vegas a long time. I've seen those gamblers that you can't even give them their paycheck. They'll work for 2 weeks. They hand them their paycheck, and it's gone in 2 hours at the casino. And then you're like, well, how are you going to live the next 2 weeks?
Oh, how sad. Well, we saw that here with Highlight. We used to have Highlight here in Florida.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Because that's where I am in Florida.
Yeah. The nice thing is about Vegas is there's plenty of great shopping. So if you love shopping, we got great shopping. If you love great food, I mean, you can get New York, LA, high quality style food here. So you don't have to gamble all your money away. You can gamble away on buying other crap you don't need, but it's a great town. And the warmth, it's warm here most of the time. So most of the time.
Well, I know it's a little bit colder now. It's warm here though.
Yeah.
We're colder.
The one time you don't want to come to Vegas though is in the summer, but you can come anyway because the casino's got great air conditioning. So
we usually go in the fall. We usually go.
Maybe you should do a thing where you bring your characters to Vegas. Billy Bubble and Squeak go to Vegas.
Well, I had thought about sending them into outer space. I thought about Vegas. I thought about a circus. I thought about a lot of things, but then I just finally, there's so many ideas, but I finally just gave up.
Outer space would be cool. They go to the moon. That would be cool. When I was a kid, that was a big thing. But, Billy Bubble and Squeak go to Vegas. Hey, Squeak, what's a strip club? No, we probably don't want that in children's books. All right. So.
No, maybe not. Although kids are pretty sophisticated today.
How are we going to pay for the rent, Billy Bubble? No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing Vegas jokes. Well, this has been fun to have you on, Scottie, and I love what you're doing. And keep inspiring the world, make the world a better place. We're big proponents of, parents, please read to your children. Take away the iPad and the iPhone for 5 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Could I say one more thing? Another reason I picked subjects that I thought kids would be interested in, and like computers and cooking and sports and all that. I also did it for dedications. I dedicated the first book to my father, who was the inspiration for the Billy Goat, and he read the drafts, but he never got to see the book published. We lost him at 96.
Oh.
But then the second book I dedicated to my mother, who hates to cook, but is a really good cook, and we still use her recipes. And the third book is about sports, and I dedicated that to my brother, who was an athlete all through school and is a marvelous golfer now. And being moved in the military, they would move you in the summer so it wouldn't conflict with school. And so he and I would play before we met anybody at a new base. And he is my favorite competitor still. And the fourth book is dedicated to my sister-in-law, who kept us on this straight and narrow with vitamins and herbs and so forth. And the fifth book to my niece, who has been in acting, and the sixth book to all of the loved ones who've gone before. So I really dedicated each book to.
There you go. Wonderful, wonderful memory and legacy you're passing along, and of course remembering the wonderful people that maybe influenced you and stuff. Do you see any of your family in the characters that you design, or any of you in the characters you design?
I use their names. Well, I hope I see me. I hope that I could be as good as Billy and Squeak are in the situations that they're put in. I hope that I could be as courageous and as brave and as clever. And in the second book, actually, I did imbue Billy with, I don't like mayonnaise and I don't like lima beans, and neither does he. And that's in the second book, Billy Bubble is Squeak.
I think the lima bean folks are probably going to take issue with that, because the lima bean, what do they call those people that lobby Congress? Lima bean lobbyists.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you listen to the show and you appreciate lima beans, don't be offended. No, those lima beans sometimes are hard to take. They got to be cooked really well to perfect.
Yeah, I just think they're mushy, but I never.
They're kind of blah too, aren't they? Kind of blah.
They are very, very blah.
Yeah, like even peas have more taste, I think, than lima beans. I mean, if you season anything, it tastes great, but no one wants to see dog poop, evidently. Yeah. So I was at McDonald's earlier. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just rambling jokes. I'm just winging them and see if they connect. At this point, that's where we're at in the show. So give us a final pitch out for people to pick up your books wherever they can find them, and your .com so people can find you on the interwebs.
Well, I just have the .com is just my website, ScottieMcDaniel.com. And because I'm not a computer techie, or whatever, but I probably need to. And they can be purchased on Amazon under those top: Billy Bod, Billy Bubble and Squeak, Billy Bunko, Billy Barstormer, Billy Bones, and Billy Bobolink. And I think if you click on one, you'll get all of them.
Yeah,
you can see all of them, and maybe some of those subjects will appeal to some kids.
There you go. And the kids can practice their ability to read fast. So try saying those Billy Bob titles really fast. Yeah. See if that. Try saying it really fast. Billy Bunko, Billy Bob, Billy Bubble Link. I can't do it. Billy Bob, Billy.
Well, I don't know how much time you're giving me, so I don't know. But they appear on the screen slowly.
Yeah, there you go. We should have those. So what is that called when you try and say things 3 times fast? I don't know. It's definitely a tongue twister, maybe.
Say something 3 times. Yeah, that's
when you try and say stuff really fast.
Yeah, like
Billy Bubble and
like
Squeak.
Peter Piper picked a peck of poop peppers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Billy Bubble and Squeak. Billy Bubble and Squeak. There you go. Well, thank you very much for coming to the show, Scottie. Really appreciate it. It's been fun to have you, and we'll look forward to your future works as well.
Thank you very much for having me, Chris.
There you go. And order up her book, folks, wherever fine books are sold. Did you have one last thing there, Scottie?
No, I didn't know if you were cutting me off or if we were through. I don't have anything else. Just Merry Christmas to everybody, and go buy my books. Go buy my books.
There you go. I think we're having a little delay here at the end of the show, the audio. So thank you, Scottie, for coming on the show. Thanks for tuning in. Order up her book, Billy Bubble and Squeak, A Kid's Adventure, book number 2 out March 5th, 2023, and get all 6 books in the series. Hey, we're like a few days before Christmas. You got time to order it there for the big show, or order for kids anytime. And please read to your children. Spend some quality time with them. I mean, I call mine at their military school that I sent them to when they were 2 years old, and I read to them for about 5 minutes, and then I don't call them until next year. So don't do that. Anyway, guys, go to goodreads.com / Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com / Chris Voss. Chris Voss, one of the TikTok and on all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.